So this is our second lesson about our introduction to functions. Specifically in this lesson, we'll learn to understand function notation, and then we will also understand inputs and outputs of functions. So first, function notation. We have y equals f of x. So f of x means, or that means that y is a function of x. For example, we could have f of x equals x minus 5. So let's break down the parts of the notation. So f is the name of the function. Okay, I could call it M for Megan or R for Romero, or you can name it the first letter of your name. So f is just the name of the function. This x is your input value. Okay, and what we get out of the function is our output. Okay, so there's an input, goes into the function, and we use whatever relation is given, in this case x minus 5, and we get an output. Okay, so for example, if we were asked to find f of 7, so we're using the function f, 7 is our input, and we input it everywhere we see an x. Notice this is a function of x, and x is our variable, so that's what we are going to put in as our input. Okay, so we have 7 minus 5 equals 2, and here is our output. Okay, so what we found is that for this function, f of 7 equals 2, this was our input, this was our output. Okay, so example, using a table to find function values. So we have a table below. We have x values, -2, 1, and 4, and we have y equals f of x. So for x is -2, the corresponding y value is 1. For x is 1, the corresponding y value, or f of x, is 7. For x is 4, the corresponding y value is 13. Okay, or another way to write this is f of 4 is 13, f of 1 is 7, f of -2 is 1. Okay, so when we're finding values from a table, this is telling us that -2 is our x, or our input, and the corresponding output is 1. So f of -2 is 1. For f of 4, we go to x is 4, we go to the corresponding y value is 13. So f of 4 is 13. Okay, inputs and outputs of a function from its graph. So use the graph y equals f of x. So this whole, the blue line, green line to purple line, this is just how Desmos does it. This is all our function. Let me write that in a different color, f. Okay, so again, function notation. This -3 is in the x position, so it is a x value. You'll go to that x value, you'll go to the corresponding y value on the function, and that will be your output. So here's -3. You go to the function. Here's the function. The corresponding y value is 2. Okay, so -3. Corresponding y value is 2. We go to 0, we go to the function, the corresponding y value is 5. Okay. For f of 2, we go 2x, we go to the function, the corresponding y value is 3, and then we go to 7, x is 7, corresponding y value is 4, so f of 7 is equal to 4. Okay, so the input is an x value, or your independent variable, and your output is a y value, or your dependent variable. Okay. Next, inputs and outputs from a function. So we can answer the parts below based on a function given as f of x is equal to x squared plus 5x minus 3. So for this, what we're going to do is notice that this 4 is in the x position. So for every x value in the function formula that we're given, we're going to input an x. I highly recommend putting it in parentheses so that we get our signs right. So this is going to be 4 squared plus 5 times 4 minus 3, and then we simplify. 4 squared is 16, 5 times 4 is 20, minus 3. If we do the math here, this is 33. So what we found is that f of 4 is 33. Okay. You can also have different types of inputs rather than just numbers. So in part B, we'll input 3y in for every x. So f of 3y, so again, put it in parentheses. We're squaring 3y in its entirety, plus 5 times 3y minus 3. So 3y squared, or 3y quantity squared, means 3y times 3y, which is 9y squared. 5 times 3y is 15y, and then we have minus 3. Okay, so this is our final answer. Next, part C, we're going to find f of -2. Again, put this in parentheses. -2 goes in for every x. So -2 squared means -2 times -2, which is positive 4. 5 times -2 is -10 minus 3. This is going to give us -6 minus 3, which is -9. So -9 is our output when we input -2 into the function f that we're given. Okay, and for part D, we're asked to input x plus 1. So we'll put in x plus 1 everywhere there's an x in our function. Okay, and then we'll simplify. So x plus 1 squared means x plus 1 times x plus 1. We distribute the 5, so 5 times x is 5x. 5 times 1 is 5, and we still have minus 3. To simplify x plus 1 times x plus 1, you can use FOIL. So x times x is x squared. Okay, we've done FOIL a lot. And then we combine our like terms. Okay, so we have x squared. And for x, we have x, x, and 5x, so that's 7x. And then for our numbers, we have 1, 5, negative 3. So 1 plus 5 is 6, minus 3 is positive 3. So our final answer when we input x plus 1 into the function is x squared plus 7x plus 3. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me.